No, I
It was
thought it
our
was the theater thing, right? They're going
was
to
it?
a show. It
I'm
was
trying to think of what
CBB,
this
right?
was. Oh yeah. That's exactly what it was. Yep, it was CBB. Yeah, that's our friend, me and Don's friend Junius, and my wife did not want to
Yeah.
go with him, but I would prefer that she did rather than going down to the city alone because it's kind of sketchy down there these days.
Yeah, you'd rather have your wife go with some person she doesn't want to rather than some person she does want to go with, right?
I'd rather she have a bad
And you start.
time. I'd rather she have a bad time, honestly. But our friend Junius, I don't know who brought it up, if it was him or us. I feel
Uh,
like it was maybe me. Was like, man, it was tough to get hit with that tire, wouldn't it? And Junius is like, I'd do it for $100. It's like, you're telling me I could roll this tire down this hill, this like 45-degree incline hill that's pretty long, man. It's a pretty long hill.
yeah.
And you'll stand at the base of it and get wrecked by this thing. He's like, yeah, $100. And so more and more people started like getting like, dude, I got to see this. And we had like, probably like 25 people that showed up to this thing to watch it happen in the end.
Yeah.
But what was
Had an
great about
EMT
it,
there.
he had an EMT there, and he thought that meant like, oh, dude, I'm gonna get like $2,500, but no, it was just $100 cumulative in the end. Like we presented with the money, it's like, no, you idiot! Like we're not each gonna give you $100 now. Like we all have to pay less. You get the $100 total. It's just never like a contract. You know what I mean? But yeah, he got wrecked by that thing, and it was hilarious. It's just good times, man. That was like, how long ago was that
Yeah.
now? 7 years ago? Crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we'll maybe try to find the video and post it. People can watch it. It's a great video. Well, same guy. He's so desperate for money. He offered. We asked him how much to shave his eyebrows. Gave the same dollar amount.
No, it
Everyone
was
dropped the
200
money
bucks.
on the
It was 200. He actually charged double the amount to shave his eyebrows.
dropped the money, and then he got his eyebrows shaved.
Okay, is Junius Zora High at Gator's
Fuck
wife?
no.
He said no. So Junius is like Jorah, and my wife and all women are like Daenerys, I guess. that
Yeah,
might
except
be kind of how it is.
yeah, it's almost like Jorah if he was like if everyone else thought he was a simp for Danny, but he really wasn't, right? Because there's some
Right.
person in Eunice's life that thinks he views your wife as his Nisa, but that's not the case, and she's batshit crazy. We'll figure out a better analogy for
Well,
Eunice,
fair,
but I
but
do. I like the
yeah.
attempt
I
of,
do
of
too.
connecting these.
Yeah, it's good, Rizzler. But just yeah, but it's weird because Junius isn't actually a simp. He just
Well,
wow, he kind of
he's
is.
a
It's just
coomer or whatever you want to call him.
he's more so a coomer, but he will literally do anything for any woman and
Oh,
doesn't even want sex or anything from it. That's the weirdest part. It's really
right.
strange. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
you know
odd.
what it is? He does the same thing when I need to get him, like, hey, you got to bring me to the airport or something. He'll do it. He's not like, expecting sex from me, or at least if he is, he's always disappointed. But you know, he's a nice guy like that, and he just happens to be taken advantage of by women. So
That's true. That's true. David, 199 says, "Will Junius be joining us tonight?" No, sorry, he's out with my wife. No, I'm kidding, he's not. But dude, listen, honestly, Junius, he undersells himself a little bit. He's a witty guy. He could come on here and be with us, but no, he'll never do it. He doesn't have the confidence, and
do you remember when he wasn't that
he's got
way
a
though?
face for radio. So
We basically groomed him to be witty though. Like he was
oh yeah,
rough at first, and then he kind of was around us long enough and started catching on. So
we met him, and he like.
dude, when I first met him and you brought him around, I could not stand him. Like, hey, what the hell is this guy around for?
I know.
He's wet farting this conversation every time.
I don't. He just had like you and me be talking, and he'd be over in the corners, kind of like a little devious smile on his face at most, and then he'd maybe like poke people or pull their pants down or something like that.
No.
There was no actual wit involved at all. It was just total passive.
Yeah, he would be sitting in the corner looking at his phone. And he goes, "Gator, look at this," and you go, "Huh, yeah, it's funny." I'm like, what the hell is this? This
Now
guy's
he's
basically like a boomer parent.
now he's
I found a
getting
meme
borderline
online. Here you
naked
go.
and pressing up his body against other people. That's what he does now. It's been a real awakening.
And going out with your wife, apparently. So.
Junius. That's true. Welcome everybody, and tonight we will be joined by Junius. Just kidding. We're not getting joined by Junius. You guys wish. I saw a super chat in here first. Says, I hope Junius will be joining us. Junius is never going to come on here. I know. 90 to 95% of you show up to these chats for the Junius backstory, the Junius lore, the canon. But he's unworkable. He's unworkable. He's a loud guy. He's a funny guy. But if you got him in front of a mic, man, he would crumble. You know that.
He would crumble. Yeah, he has weak integrity. And you put him on a stage, he'll just revert back to childish antics. Like he would probably say, the whole time in his head, he probably's like, say a slur, say a slur, say a slur.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He wants to do bad things, but he doesn't have the confidence to do it unless he's in like a comfortable environment. And then he'll do the worst things, the absolute worst things. Until then, he's just standing back and standing by, right?
Yeah. Do you remember when we were in line for Chipotle and Junius, me, and you were all sitting there going through the line, and
Oh
Junius was getting
my God.
literally a half an inch away from punching this person in the back of the head just because he thought it was funny, just like a kind of making them flinch. But they're turned the other
That's,
way. I'm like, dude, stop. You
yeah,
literally just if they
he was in
turn
this,
slightly,
I know.
you're gonna hit them, you idiot.
Or at least he's going to see them. They would see him trying to do this. He was on this little arc for some reason. We thought it was funny. We were going over to hang at Don's brother's friend's house or whatever. Like they were on vacation or something. We were able to use their place. And Junius like got some golf clubs, and he would take the golf
Oh
club and
my.
he'd pretend to swing it right at their TV screen, and he'd stop like an inch beforehand, and then he'd take his fist, like do these quick punches, like punch, 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 and just get maybe within a centimeter of hitting this thing, and he's just smiling, shit-eating grin on his face. I'm like, dude, just stop. And so yeah, he'd do it to people too, in public, like when their heads are turned. I'm like, dude, you don't know this
Yeah.
guy? He's gonna turn around and pop you in the face, and I'm gonna laugh, but I couldn't even look at him, dude. He does it, and I can't even look because I don't know what's gonna happen.
That being said, you guys will
Oh,
never meet Junius ever. Sorry. Not gonna happen.
sorry. We wish, but keep derailing like this. But Don Boy, you and me at your parents' house, there were several times where we wouldn't walk in. We'd be like walking out of your parents' basement, and we'd shut the lights off. And Junius and your brother are like tickling each other and giggling downstairs in the
Dude,
basement.
that was weird. When
It
we
was.
when my brother was trying to fall asleep and Junius goes down there and he's bothering the shit off. We turn off the lights and go upstairs and we can just hear them giggling. He was my brother usually would beat the shit out of Junius for doing that stuff, but he just caught him at the right time.
Yeah, got the right time, and they were both loving it.
We were trying to get money from this schizo dad at one point because he was dropping money on all these catfishing women. We're like, dude, if he's throwing money at these catfishing women who are just giving him just stupid like pictures of their ass, like, yo, Junius, why don't you just buy women's underwear and send pictures to this guy and see if we can get money from Matt's dad?
Yeah,
Not
we
Randall Tarley.
our friend Junius, when he first started to like he got really into like lifting and like working out like maybe probably 8 years ago now, or like 9 years ago. And he has this like weird spinal curvature thing. So he kind of looks like an S, like a really exaggerated like Instagram model. It's like spine curvature. And because of that, like his posture when working out, it just kind of led him to acquire like a really giant like bubble butt and like
Yeah.
really like a really curved back. And so we're like, dude, Junius, I wonder if we could like buy a bunch of thongs and like start some kind of like a this is before OnlyFans, but it was like I wonder if we
Yeah.
could start like
Catfishing kind of.
yeah, a catfishing kind of thing and get money from people, or like just an Instagram thing and maybe get sponsored by like Bang Energy or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
we never had the follow through on that, but we actually did buy packs of underwear and we were like trying to make it work, but we just not enough time in the day, man. Not enough time in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would have been
Oh,
good.
real quick. The Rizzler, Junius Junius lore video when?
Listen, somebody can
Um,
go through all of our streams at some point and clip together all the different times we talk about it, and there's your lore video.
and then also Joby here. Junius is a made up name. He does not exist. Ancient Roman ass name. Listen, that's not his real name. That's just a nickname we give him.
Yeah, he's like close to us, so that's why I don't use his real name. But like the other one, like Matthew, like that is that guy's real name with the dad who said he had a nice ass, but he's never gonna watch these videos ever or anything, so I don't care about saying his name. Which is, here's okay, little Junius lore for you guys, a little bit. So, Don Boy, Junius is off again, on again.
Yes, I know.
Who's now morbidly obese, but didn't used to be. She used to be like in
Is
fine
Samuel
shape.
Tarley?
Yeah,
but it's a woman.
His Samuel Tarley. Yeah.
Samantha Tarley. Yeah,
If anybody's ever seen the memes of,
oh
it's like
my goodness, I know what you're
what?
talking about.
It's like
the
a
girl.
big, yeah.
Yes, I know.
It's like an
soy
NPC.
jack.
It's like an
Yeah.
NPC face, yeah. But it's like a big morbidly obese girl, and there's like a guy like hitting it from behind, right? And there's like a
way smaller. Yeah.
way smaller. And then there's like one of those hippie like drug rug tapestry things on the wall and like Christmas lights in the bedroom. It's like that. That's exactly her. It's crazy. She like listens to Hassan Piker and shit like that, but she has no views of her own, right? The other day, Junius was telling me, because he tells me like everything she says, right? And Junius asked her for some reason, like, hey, what's your opinion on like migrants at the southern border, like coming in illegally? And she says, I'm just imagining like kind of like the Dothrakis, right? And she goes, Well, I've known some Mexican people and I like them, so I totally understand they want to have a better life. I don't have any problem with them coming in, whatever. But then she actually had the self-awareness to follow up and say, "I'm dead serious." But she said as a follow-up, "But if any one of them ever crossed me or did anything wrong, I'd want them all deported."
Yeah.
Jace Kaizen, Junius in a relationship with a book accurate Rhaenyra. Unbelievable. Winter is coming. I'm packing my bags and going to man the wall.
Book accurate Rhaenyra is so funny.
No, listen, no joke though, Don Boy. Because it's so funny about it too.
She lives in the same building as you guys, right? Doesn't she?
The other building, the other apartment building. We live in like these
Okay.
nicer apartments. So yeah, quick exposition here. Quick exposition. But this girl who's involved with Junius hates my wife so much. Absolutely hates
I
my
wonder what
wife.
she thought about when Junius took her to that show.
Or the other way around, kind of. But no, she
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know that.
right,
Of course, she does not know that. Uh, but it's because there was a time when Junius was hanging out with me so much, like he was over hanging out at my place all the time, and my wife obviously lives with me, so he saw my wife more than he saw this girl, and so he called this girl my wife's name accidentally, and
Oh yeah.
and not just once, like 4 times. Like he said it 4 different times. And so she just hates my wife with such a passion. But what's so funny about it is she's super jealous of my wife too, because like we live a pretty comfortable life, and she's like poor, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But she is, even despite being poor, she moved into our apartment complex. Like we have like a nice like new apartment complex, and she moved in and she can't afford it. She's like living paycheck to paycheck just to try to like have somewhat of the same image, I guess. Anyway, the reason why I was going to say this is because I was looking out my balcony the other day and I saw her
Uh-oh.
standing at the other building, like outside. I was like, holy shit, this is the fattest person who lives in this apartment complex. And I've seen some fat people, and she's now dyed her hair like a purple color. It's nasty, dude. You can see her cellulite through her like leggings or whatever.
Oh.
No Wayne.
Now,
No.
if that was Rhaenyra, though, yummy.
And the Rizzler 213 says, in the name of House Hiltfire and the rebellion request that you all rise up and seize Junius the spider for him to await the Hilt justice for this day. Oh, dude, or this delay. Junius yesterday. Okay, yesterday I was talking to Junius.
Here we
and
go.
This guy, Junius he's pee hungry. He doesn't get any pee. Okay, that's how he is. He's pee hungry but gets none, and he's getting more and more desperate. Whatever. And he keeps looking at pictures of watches or whatever. He's just, there's so many watches all the time. Like, what's up with you and watches now? I know a lot of guys are into watches. I've never been a watch guy. I know a lot of guys like to collect watches, so I thought he was going down that rabbit hole. I'm like, oh no, here we go. He's about to start blowing his money on all these watches and stuff. Maybe even get into watchmaking. Like that's a step too far. But he goes,
no turning back after that either.
Yeah,
once they go down that road.
But he goes, I know that women are really attracted to men that wear watches. Like women really like watches, and
What?
like, yeah, what the hell are you talking about? Like watches. Like you can accessorize, like that's. He's like, yeah, exactly. Women like men that accessorize. I think that's gonna basically be the thing, that the turning point that puts me over the edge, and I can finally like find an awesome girl or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Absolutely not. Like, there's no way a watch. Like, what's the point of a watch when you have a cell phone now? Like, unless it's like a climate adapted watch, or like, what are you, like a rugged watch, right? That can survive the water or the mud and all that stuff. That makes sense because you can't take your phone underwater, right? And of course, when you're going on some kind of a mission underwater, as we all do, you got to know what time it is. I mean, right? Anyway, after that, now he's looking at necklaces, like a chain, like an old chain. I know. I'm like, what the fuck? Listen, chat. If you wear a metal necklace just because of how it looks with no utilitarian purpose, there's no like locket in there. It's not a memento to like a dead relative. It's not an occasion. Like you're not wearing a suit with it or anything. Unsubscribe, dude. Are you serious? Like, oh, I got to bend over to tie my shoe. Now my necklace is like in my mouth, in my nose, in front of my eyes.
Yeah, and to think that this is the one thing standing in his way from just getting all of the pee little tang he wants in his life.
Yeah,
Junius, my guy. There's a lot, like there are some things that are going for him. This is not the thing standing in his way. I'm telling you right now, and you know that too. This is not it.
No, it's not it. It's not it at all. But yeah, I just had to share that with you because I never really knew how much I hated men that wear necklaces until now. Like if you're a black guy, maybe you can get away with it. There's like something about like a black guy
Yeah.
who is muscular. If you're a black guy that's skinny, or even a white guy that's skinny, it's now ghetto, right? It's now trash. But if you're muscular, you can do it. And you know what? Honestly, too, if you're a big fat guy, especially a funny fat guy, I think you can get away with it. But if you're any sort of normal person or a white guy, basically of any kind, it's absolutely not, dude. Go to hell if you wear a necklace and you're a regular guy.
So I quickly, while you were giving everyone an update on Junius, and trust me, there was a time we had to stop. We couldn't do the stream one time because of Junius's kidney stones, which is just a reoccurring problem for him.
But the necklace that's gonna be the side effect.
Dude, I really hope he gets Crohn's. It'd be so funny.
He's got IBS already, man. He's on his way, and like half his family has Crohn's. So, he's on his way, man. Anyway, what were you saying? Okay, Wrath Sinful. Junius told us you couldn't do the stream all the times because you guys kept 69ing each other and need to get your tonsils removed. Kind of sick, IDK. Well, Junius is lying to you. That is not why we couldn't do the streams, but that is something that we regularly do. So I don't know.
Yeah, we do 69.
False correlation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Constantly 69, but we don't need to get our tonsils removed. Come on, dude.
Rizzler, let me talk to Junius. I'll give him lady advice. They want more gold, and I love Junius lore.
Rizzler's here for it.
I know. I thought I had some more, but I didn't have any. I don't think anything really new has happened. See, but do they want more gold on you? That's the part that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they want it on you. They don't like looking at it on, especially, Junius's weird S-shaped body. Like, I don't know if anything looks good on him. I think they'd want more clothes, maybe, but I don't know if they would want accessories that are worth money. It's like, yo, give me that. I want that for me.
Exactly. That's what I don't know about. I mean, listen, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I need the proof. There's a 213 is Junius, a turbo virgin.
What is the textbook definition of a turbo virgin? That's so funny.
Gotta Google it. Because you asked us so affirmatively, like, okay, it is a person that repels members of the opposite sex. Turbo virgins are not limited to sexuality. So,
yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's not a turbo virgin. He's not really a turbo virgin. Damn. Wait, hold on. What's on here too? If that was Urban Dictionary, I was good. Maybe there's a better definition. An individual. Okay, here's Wiktionary, right? An individual destined to be a virgin perpetually. An individual who frequently rejects or repels potential sexual partners. No, see, he's not that. That's the thing. He's not. In fact, there is this fat girl who actually is just the worst in every single possible way. Like, her personality has literally zero redeemable qualities. She is not good looking and she's super fat. And he used to have a sexual relationship with her. And she actively, continuously wants to have one with him now. So he's not really a turbo virgin, but maybe it's close. Maybe it's close. The Rizzler, $4.99. Any updates on Junius? That you Hey, all right. Listen, I know some of you guys are here for Junius lore. I got one thing for you. Well, two things. First of all, he changed his profile picture on social media to a picture of him with my dog. Like, thinking that's gonna, help like get women or whatever. Him and my dog. Like, he's.
What happens when the girls call him out for this dog? Where's the dog?
I know. So it's okay. And then I got one more thing. Last Friday, me and him were at the gym or whatever, and he was just screwing around. He's not sitting on the leg extension right on his phone, and as you know, Don Boy, he talks very loud. He doesn't exactly have like a.
Oh yeah, he's a screamer.
Social awareness. Yeah, he's definitely a screamer. Squirts almost as loud as he screams. But
as one should.
On his phone. And there's people all over the place. And this is what he says to me. He's looking at his phone. He gets this disgusted look. And he goes, I would not trust anybody with this skin color. And I was like, Junius, I'm sure I'm about to agree wholeheartedly with whatever you say. But you know where we are? And then he turns his phone around and my eyes are super wide. And it's actually like a white woman with a fake tan. And so I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But man, dude, for a second, I was like, holy shit. Like, that's the level in public.
Yeah, he does that all the time. Remember that time we were at Chipotle and he's about to punch that guy in the back of the head? He just thought it'd be so funny if he gets his fist as close as possible. I'm like, dude, there are like possible mirrors around that
There's
someone
no
could
way.
see that, or just like catch it with the side of their eye. Yeah, Junius is never thinking really 2 steps ahead of anything, which explains the dog profile pic and him just literally screaming borderline racist things in public and not thinking about any ramifications that could occur afterwards. Classic
Absolutely.
Junius.
Absolutely. Dude, that Chipotle guy for sure. Like, if that guy wasn't such a retard, Junius would have gotten punched out because undoubtedly you could feel the wind on the back of your head. It's not like he was fake punching.
Oh yeah,
like softly or whatever. Like, hell no, man. Like one wrong move and back.
yeah,
Holy
one
shit.
wrong move.
Anyway, Rizzler, that's the Junius update I got for you. I wouldn't trust anybody with this skin color. Rizzler 213. I'm helping Junius hunt P currently, and he's a true turbo virgin. He might end up sitting in the hotel room chair again. You with Junius right now, Rizzler? Man, that's crazy. Here, you got to give us some Junius lore updates if that's the case, because
Yeah,
something's bound to happen every time. Dude, that's real. There's this Junius and Don's brother have like the love-hate.
oh dude, it is quite literally love-hate, because
It is.
there are times where they're giggling and having fun and they're actually getting along very well, and then literally a second goes by where Junius does something to my brother, and my brother's beating the shit out of him, like quite literally, like punching him so hard that I'm like, holy shit, stop. Stop.
There was a time where I can't remember what he was doing, Junius. He must have been just bothering your brother just a little bit too much, but it wasn't anything strange. I think he made it come up to him. It was at JB's parents' house. It was pretty recently, like maybe 3-4 years ago. And I think Junius came over to your brother from behind and maybe give him a wet willy or something like that, or maybe even just touched his ear. And your brother freaked out, put him in a chokehold, and I think he did it to unconsciousness. I think you've done that too to him, though, right?
To Junius?
Yeah, I think so. No, maybe it's just your brother. I think maybe
No,
just
it's
your brother.
probably just my brother. I have not done that to. Yeah, I've never physically really done anything to Junius. If anything, he got really upset that one night I was just making fun of his dad the whole time. He was just like,
"Oh, that was so
enough."
funny." Yeah, there was this time. There's not to go off on these stories all the time, guys. Sorry, but there was this time down in Texas. Me and Don and Junius, we were in this hotel room, and me and Don were in one
hours.
Yeah, hours. It was hours. It was probably like 3 hours in the middle of the night. We should have been going to sleep. And I think it started off. What was the bed orientation to begin with? 2 of us were in a bed, and one of us was in the other bed.
Yeah, I think you guys were sleeping together, and then eventually he came over to my bed because he thought I'd shut up. But if anything, that just incentivized me more to talk about his dad. Which,
right. And then eventually you and me were on the same bed, and he was alone on the other bed, just having to take it.
Yeah, he eventually sat there and took it all, which is so funny. Oh, dude, he was getting. Next time we do a stream, we'll talk more about the living situation with his family, but because it's just really funny.
His dad is like, oh, so funny. His name's Paul. Let's just say that.
Look him up.
Facebook.
Look him up, Paul.
My brother's sick. My mom is sick. My dad is sick. My wife is sick. Basically, all my coworkers are sick. Well, I shouldn't say all. Like half my coworkers are sick. Junius somehow is not sick, and he's been like tonguing my brother. So I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, gross.
I don't know if I mentioned this on stream before. I think I did, probably. Junius's fat, like Fleshlight or whatever they had for a while, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She, like her one YouTuber that she watches, just fawns over, is Hassan. It is Hassan. Like that's where she gets her news, and that's where she gets like her views on the world and shit. The Rizzler 213, $10. Don's brother held Don Boy's head to the fire. Please, the spider Junius. Wait, so Don, you're the hound in this situation. Oh no, other way around. No, it's you. Yeah.
No, yeah, I would be the hound. I would be the hound in that situation too, except it'd be reversed. It'd be my younger brother doing it to me.
Andy Don.
And it's not because of a sheer strength. It's mostly because my brother would have the fury at a younger age to do that to me. Not so much anymore. Bro's chilled out quite a bit, but yeah, the Junius is the spider.
Every time I see him, actually, like he's just so mellow now. I'm like, wow, this is like a different guy sometimes.
The Junius thing, we have a possibility. We're not going to definitively say it right now, but we might play a video. If we get enough super chats, we might set a goal. If we get enough super chats tonight, we'll play the Junius getting hit by a tire video, which is legendary in our friend group.
It is, yeah. There was this, it's like a 200-pound tire, like a tractor tire, and there was this hill that we used to like exercise at.
Hold on.
Whatever. What?
He was so desperate for money, he would literally accept any kind of challenge. And so for like $100, he did this. Go ahead.
Yeah, we asked him that, like, you want to get hit by this tire? Actually, no, we didn't even say that. He suggested, he's like, I'll get hit by that tire for like money. I was like, well, how much? He's like, I don't know, $100. And then so more and more people over the next few weeks, like, he's gonna get hit with that tire for only $100. Like, I'll contribute. Like, how much do you have to pay? And by the end, it was like, I don't even know, like 15 people contributing this micro amount of money to this. And he's like, what the hell? Like, all these people want to see it. Can't I get like each $100 from each of you? It's like, shit, no way. And then instead of canceling it, taking a stand, nope, went through with it anyway. So it was like a 200-pound tire or so. We rolled it down this hill. It's a pretty decent size hill. Yeah, and it just smacks him, man. You know how bad that would hurt? Holy shit. How much money would it take for you, Don, to do that?
Oh, dude, especially at this age right now, it would have to be a lot of money. Because if I get hit and I'm out of work, like, is that, oh, no. It'd have to be thousands of dollars, I think.
Hey, you just never know, just in case, right? It's not a light object at all. Rizzler, damn, $100. Rizzler, yo, play the damn Junius video before I piss myself. We light the way.
Okay,
later on. Hold on, we can do it right away. Well, no,
we're not doing it right away. Let me put.
We'll do it later, man.
Let me do the. I'm gonna do. What do we want to do?
It's like 10 years old, probably.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it up after. It'd have to be after we're done with all of this here. So.
Yep. Also, we'll play it eventually, even if. I'm sure we'll get it this stream, but if for some reason we don't get it this stream, we'll do it next time, I swear to God. But hey, real quick, a little bit of a Junius lore update, tiny bit. It was his birthday, actually, recently, last week. And we work in the same place, and different job, but we work in the same place. He has a bunch of coworkers in his department that are just a bunch of foreigners, right? Like they are Tibetan or somewhere from the Middle East or Hispanic. And they are, I'm not saying it's racially related, but they have the absolute worst work ethic of all time, and they're just terrible. And so it was his birthday, and he brought in cakes for his own birthday.
No, don't do that.
He did for his own coworker. I said the same thing. Like, why the hell are you giving all this cake to your coworkers? He goes, you know what's in this cake? It's completely just soybean oil and sugar. I'm trying to basically poison my coworkers by making them unhealthy as I can. I was like, all right, hey.
All right.
Yeah, circle back around to being acceptable.
If he wanted to do something, he should have done something like some pork in there if you really want to get some religious.
That's too far. That might be like fireable offense, though. You know, you never know.
You think so? What if
I don't know. It's hard to say.
He said I was here on the. I wrote it here in plain English. If someone could read it, they would have known.
Yeah. Okay, Junius is real. Thought the hilt. Oh, you thought this was a fake guy? This is a very real guy.
Yeah, who said this is Junius is real? Oh, he's 100% real.
Yeah, he is.
Unfortunately,
he's spectacular. Hey, you know, Tomboy, was the video that of him getting hit? Does it have that like intro disclaimer with his face and stuff, or is it just the profile view?
And if anything, I'll just skip to the part where he's getting hit with the knife, because there's somebody with like a camera that's hitting it, and it's really lame.
Crab feeder, House Junius. We was spiders and shit.
No. House Junius's would be something like Daryl ? Or Paul ?
Paul. Yeah. The Rizzler, Junius Turbo Virgin lore video. Yeah, we could make a video of it eventually. I don't know how much you'd appreciate that, but
that's like when we go on something like if we ever did Patreon or something like that.
Remember, Super Chat, Junius proved the human spirit will always prevail. You know what? He did, and he does that a lot. Is he retarded? I don't get him. Okay, well, I'll say this. I'll give you a really abbreviated version of it.
Uncle.
Yeah, there's a guy named Uncle A. Okay, he's a good uncle. He was an uncle in the past. And actually, our name Hilters, you know, the Hilter Nation, it's kind of based on this guy. Well, Junius has done some deep diving, and he decided that this guy is genuinely a pretty good person.
Yeah, not even like, I think a lot of things are overhyped about him, positive or negative. He goes, no, I think he's good. I'm like, Junius, what the hell?
Yeah, because listen, because that part is true. Like, it is like we know he did really bad shit. Like, he's not a good guy, of course, but just because he did like some bad things does not mean like every single thing he did in life is bad. So that's true. Like, people blowing it way out of proportion. Like, you know, this guy wanted to, you know, make the tax around this product, like this exact precise percent. That is so evil. Like, okay, yeah, that's not evil. Like, the evil things he did are evil. However, Junius has decided that not only are some things that he did not evil, but everything that he did is understandable. Not necessarily good, but deep down, he was just a really good guy. Rizzler213, smash the like button like Junius smashed BBWs. Only one BBW, I think. Maybe.
Smash like the big black tire smash Junius. That's what you should smash it like.
Actually, Junius did. He did sleep with this other girl like multiple times, and she was a communist, and she had L's. Remember that girl? She had L-sized
I've never seen this girl.
breasts. Really? You haven't seen pictures of her, really? She had L's, and she had breast reduction surgery after a while. But she had like some crystal selling thing where she like buy these little, energy crystals, whatever, wholesale, and then sell them to gullible women on Facebook Marketplace. And
I don't know any other type of woman other than the
she
gullible
was
ones.
a communist, so whatever that entails. But at the same time, did not claim any of that income, which was like $30,000 from selling these crystals, as taxable income. So,
Iron Bank's coming for that ass.
Yep,
That's not allowed.
Godhand 42, $5. My little birds tell me Junius is an Iron Bank agent. He let that tyrant as an excuse to bomb Marine and take their land. True.
No, listen, he is not he's not an Iron Bank agent, but his father is currently married to a Southern Islander who believes they're the true Iron Banker.
All right, yeah. You want a little Junius lore drop here? All right, I'll give you some new Junius lore. So everybody get their pen and paper out. So Junius, this is real. Junius's stepmom she's black, okay, and he hates her completely. Not because she's black, just because like she's like this weird new age.
She refused to get a job when his dad and her husband was out of work. She's like, no, I'm not going to do anything.
He was out of job for a long time, and she's like sickly, and her daughter is sickly as well. But I have never seen her, but I guess she's decently good looking because Junius said he would smash. So whatever. Anyway,
wow, low bar.
Yeah, I know it's true, but so anyway, she's black, and she claims to be a black Hebrew Israelite, which is just insane. It's totally insane, and she has for a while. And Junius's dad has kind of always put up with it, right? Just be like, well, it's my wife. Like, what can I do? But just this last weekend, Junius tells me, hey man, so my dad, he took me out for breakfast. Basically, I haven't seen him in a while, so we went out for breakfast. And he was kind of, dodgy for the first part of the conversation. And then he finally broke to me. He said, hey, Junius, this black Hebrew Israelite stuff, like it actually has some good arguments behind it. Like it seems like it could be legit. I was like, holy this is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever heard. So we'll let you know how it develops. But for now, that's about it. Junius, he doesn't know too much about it yet. So
for us, this is the best case scenario. Like,
yes,
this is
absolutely
going downhill for him. But in his shoes, this is a horrible development for his father. This is the Paul's a black Hebrew Israelite arc is going to be awful for everybody. So,
dude, can you imagine? Listen, this is so far detached, and there's no way. But can you imagine if he blackfaced? For some reason, like somehow there's some kind of convincing that was done to him for him to blackface in like solidarity with his black Hebrew Israelite wife. I would die with happiness in my heart, and then peacefully.
Not even blackface. If he does it like Sean King, where he just shaves his hair really short and does that stupid little pencil thin mustache, so he almost looks black, right? That would be funny because then he's like kind of blackfacing, but really not.
I wanted to go all in, man. I wanted to go all in like you and me tried to do for you. For me, you wanted to be Nick Fury in 2012 Avengers Midnight Premiere.
The friend.
Rizzler, Junius equals Jacob. Hey, no joke. Everybody go on. I think he removed all his videos from YouTube, actually. Shit. There's a guy named Grant McDonald. If anybody knows him, he makes quote unquote music. He did all like the Ram Ranch videos, but he has a song called Junius Jacob, but it's spelled Jacob. So Junius Jacob Fridfinson. And I guess it's like his gay lover that he used to have, and it's like an obituary basically to him. And it's some true art, guys. Junius Jacob Fridfinson.
The only time I ever heard when I first heard Ram Ranch was because you had a guitar student request that you teach him how to play that song, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
How you first heard it?
It was, yeah. I had a guitar student. He's 13 years old. And his parents were like in the next room too. They could hear everything. And he's like, hey, like, I have a request. Like, can we learn this song? I was like, oh yeah, sure. Whatever it is, we can do it. And he pulls it up and it's called Ram Ranch. I was like, I've never heard of Ram Ranch. I was uncultured. This had to be like, what? How long ago is this now? Like 7 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, it's a while ago. Yeah.
And everybody go give it a listen. Ram Ranch.
But I was thinking about Junius. How much better Junius would look if he actually could grow facial hair, but he cannot, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Add that
hold
to
on.
the
We
lore there,
have.
Space
Yeah, I
Pope.
was gonna say we have. Somebody asked for lore later on, so we'll save all the Junius talk for that time.
Okay, God Hand. Honor your wives and mothers. Beware Junius the spider.
Did anybody
Okay, well,
else ask about Junius? I gotta find that
I
other
think
one. Where I saw. It might have been in the regular super chats here. I'm looking.
I think someone maybe he changed it. Show more. No.
Somebody said you earlier. Somebody said something about Junius lore.
I think someone just talk about Junius here then. For Junius lore.
Okay, well, I don't know if I mentioned this story before, but it's an older one, and it's actually relates to Game of Thrones. So back when Game of Thrones was coming out, I think it was like season 6 maybe that was coming out at the time, and we were at another guy's place, and you were not there, but your brother was, Don Boy, and Junius was dating this girl who, like, looking back, he likes her a lot, but at the time, it was like the most painful relationship ever for him. Like, she was just so annoying. Like, we'd be walking, and she'd get a call, or he'd get a call from her, and she'd be talking, and I'd forget that he was even on the phone, and I'd start talking to him again. And I'd look over, and he still has the phone to his ear, and he hasn't gotten a word in the last 10 minutes. She just keeps going and going. And so one time, we're like, "Hey, Junius, come on over, man. We're watching Game of Thrones." He's like, "All right, yep, gonna be there soon." And he comes over, and we see his car parked in the driveway, and we're like, "But why isn't he coming in?" And we see he's on the phone, and then he leaves, and we're like, "Well, where'd he go?" So we watched 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. We were behind by a week. He goes, and as we are leaving this guy's house, like 2-3 hours later, because we hung out for a while too, on the side of the road, like a mile up the street, Junius is parked on the side of the road with a phone up to his ear. And
why would
I asked him
that?
I don't know. I asked him about it later, and he said he was just getting reamed that whole time. He was just getting reamed by his girlfriend, talking about how he's like spending too much time with like the guys and not paying attention to her and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, man, that is rough.
That is rough. He never found a good girl for himself ever, and it's so funny that he just kind of consistently gets punished by all of the dumb things in his life. Yeah, why wouldn't you just at least go home and lay in your bed and just get reamed? You know, make yourself comfortable.
Make yourself comfortable. Yeah. Why would you stop the car? I think the reason is because he stopped it just like a little bit further away, because he didn't know that we saw him in the driveway, first of all. So I think he had this idea of like, okay, I don't want them to know that I'm like in this pathetic of a situation, but too late. But I also have hope that maybe she'll let me get off the phone at some point so I can still salvage this night and go watch these Game of Thrones episodes. So I'll stay close. And then it just didn't work out for him. I feel bad, man. That was a sad night.
Yeah, that is sad. His existence is pretty sad, and it's pretty funny whenever we mention to him, like, "Hey, people love hearing about the lore of you, Junius." And I don't think it even phases him at all. He's just confused by it, which is a very Junius thing to do. Not even like embrace it and become like, "Hey, maybe I should hop on the stream and let you guys, make fun of me more and give my pathetic defense." No, he just sits there and goes, "Oh yeah, all right, whatever." Like, okay.
No, I was just talking about it the other day. I think we were messaging you at the same time in the chat. Remember that? About how it's kind of like what Nosferatu used to think about us. Right?
Oh,
we're just like these degens, right, all the time. It's like, no, you guys hear like the highlights from Junius's life. It's like, it's not all that interesting. He's just a regular guy, at the end of the day.
And he is a real person. Any person that's questioning, is he real? You guys making this up? No, we're not even combining stories. We have stories about JB, and I'm going to call the hyper autistic guy that is schizophrenic. We have a name for him. That's not his actual name, but Mo.
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah, that guy sucks. That guy sucks, and you love him for whatever reason.
I got one more thing about Junius. If you want me to do it, say it.
Let's save it.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll save it.
I can drop just real quick. I can drop another little story about her that I just learned the other day. So she finally has like a new boyfriend or whatever, but she's still asking Junius to like drive her to the store and shit like that, because she is so high on Adderall all the time, Addies, and Whippets, that like inhaling drug Whippets, right? So she has like a big canister of them, like there's like 100 in like this canister, right? And Junius is on the phone with her, like telling her like, no, I'm not going to drive you to the store, like have your boyfriend do it. And she's like, no, my boyfriend doesn't want to do it either. He doesn't like that I do this.
Hilarious.
So first of all, I got to see this boyfriend. Like, holy shit, who the hell would this be? Because she weighs like 2.5 bills at this point, which is pretty insane for someone who's 5'4". But she's just doing Whippets, like 3-4. Like it's like, God damn, God damn, no brain cells left at all. Also, I'll tell you this.
Were there any there to begin with? But go ahead.
Probably not many. She also now has a stomach ulcer in her stomach because she abused the shit out of ibuprofen, which is extremely hard on the stomach, over time. And the reason why
how do you abuse that? Is that like every day?
How much like a ton every day. And the reason why she did that is because she has such bad headaches. And the reason why she has such bad headaches is because her blood pressure is like superhumanly high, like to the extent where they had to put a needle in her skull behind her eyes and pull out the fluid, because just for anybody who doesn't know, if you are constantly eating sugar and you become so insulin resistant and type 2 diabetic that your blood sugar is constantly at an elevated level, that brings your insulin to a super high elevated level all the time as well, which sends a hormonal signal to your kidneys to retain as much sodium as possible. And what sodium does is draws water into your system. So she's just constantly at maximum blood pressure, like ready to fucking, at any time. And so it caused her to have massive headaches, which caused her to abuse ibuprofen, which gave her a stomach ulcer. So
I hope Space Pope is writing this down. Space Pope has been trying to write down, whatever. Not conscribe. What would be the
transcribe?
Transcribe. Thank you. Transcribe everything about Junius and the Junius lore. So just add that to your list there.
You know what you should do, Space Pope? You should transcribe all these events that we've said and then fill in the gaps with like your own what you think happens in between, like in the downtime.
Yeah.
I want to see what the fanfic version of this guy could be.
Do not forget about the Hebrew Israelite stepmom. That is one of the best recent developments in his story. So,
and his dad is like sympathetic toward it too. Is like, they actually make some good points.
That he used to be like an InfoWars junkie, and now he's kind of dipping his toe into this, and it's very, very sad.
It is,
our boy.